And do you have the
What?
Nope.
Yo, welcome to the OHANA Boys. This is DJ. It has been a bit, and I am now a part of the OHANA Boys here with Corey Smash and Al Fluffco. We are back after quite a hiatus, I feel like. Right, guys?
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah, we're
here now.
we went into hiding for Richmond, I think. And then we came out. I think we did like a couple episodes after Richmond, and like there's like not a lot going on in the game until last weekend, so we kind of just been hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple events. I know I can speak for myself saying haven't been able to go to any major events since Richmond. It's been mainly just kind of chilling, getting laid off from work. You know, love that. OHANA boys, unemployed boys, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, snap. We're in here.
So we are professional Lorcana only players now. So we have been able to play vicariously through some of our friends and teammates, and then also other players that have been going to some of the major events around the world and across the US. So if we want, let's start with one of the big ones, which was the last Disney Lorcana Challenge that happened over in Taipei, somewhere where unfortunately none of us were able to make it to. I definitely want to make an international appearance at least some point.
Yeah, would be nice.
Maybe if they hold Worlds somewhere after I make it through Continentals, then I'll go there.
When you make it.
Yeah. So yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on DLC Taipei? Looked to be a little over 300 players in attendance there.
Yeah, 365 was the player count there, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it being international, I feel like it's a lot harder to travel like that for a lot of people. So,
yeah.
I also feel like a lot of these, like Southeast Asia, Japan DLCs are just a little bit smaller. I think they only sold there was only 500 tickets available for Taipei. So I'm not 100%, but I feel like I read that earlier. Somebody was talking about it in a Discord. So it's gonna be a smaller DLC, but
yeah,
it is pretty crazy to see DLCs with same numbers as CCSs that we've played in. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I know it's definitely still going to be a stacked tournament, especially at the top end, which is why we're seeing a lot of these big names that are attending all of these international events consistently topping in these other international events, which is going to obviously be a consistent thing we see in when everyone from World Class Cards went down to Melbourne for Australia. We've seen Taipei. What was another recent one that was
Ghent?
Ghent, yeah. So
Ghent was a big
Belgium. That one was a really large event with 4,000?
4,000 players.
It was pretty much two.
It was Saturday and Sunday, and then they brought it together on the last day.
It was Friday and Saturday.
Together on Sunday, yeah.
Yep. So the two separate DLC winners had to play each other to see who won the actual DLC.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that there's something we end up getting that format for Indy, because I know the venue itself can
hold a lot more,
can support it. I don't know if there's that many people that want to play Infinity, but I feel like if you put out the opportunity, people will take it. Especially right now, I feel like we're pretty limited on events, so it's
I mean, yeah,
if you're not willing to drive to
Pittsburgh,
we had people go to Pittsburgh, we had people go to wanting to go to Houston. I wish CCS would bring the fourth one back to Atlanta so we could go. But
please.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit on some of the recent Pittsburgh and those ones that have happened domestically. Circling back to DLC Taipei, I know watching the coverage for that, one thing I did see that I really liked, which I know is different for the typically Asian TCG. A lot of Asian TCGs play best of one. We see that in other TCGs as well. DLC Taipei critically was best of three, which I know a lot of people were happy about. I can't speak for those in the Asian community that are normally used to best of one format. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how much that played a factor in who went very far. Obviously, that's going to be more leaning towards those that are used to best of 3 format because you can adapt on the fly. So I know, obviously, anyone who knows anything about Lorcana definitely knows the name Ed. Ed Chu was able to take it down. There's been, I know Limiteers just had a podcast of asking essentially if Ed's the most decorated Lorcana champion because he did come second place in Worlds, North American Continental Championship winner last year, and what now, two-time DLC winner as well.
It's pretty stacked. It's pretty
stacked.
Yeah. I mean, I think a majority of all world-class card players are pretty stacked when it comes to titles and stuff. So, I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I'm assuming like this time next year when I win Worlds, then, they might try to recruit me. We'll see.
Whoa, chill, dude.
I know. Don't worry. I'll have to turn them down. I mean, respect to that. But if you want to reach out.
I did see one like quote. I think that was like Ed was talking about during an interview where he was like, the reason why he was able to win was because the dog's mirror like forced the dog's deck to slow down enough that Blorple and Blue Green could now compete against it. Like they're off Daisy and like all the cards that like they're super aggro lines, and they're just trying to do that under the sea combo for the mirror. So it forced the deck building to slow down, and which let everything else creep in, which is I think why we saw the top 8 that we did, or top 4.
Yeah. Because because I think top 4 was Ed on his Emerald,
Sapphire,
Emerald Sapphire, and then 3 Sapphire Amethyst, which was crazy. So I mean, but I feel like showing that, like, does it kill the conversation of do we have to ban Tramp?
Yeah, I mean. Let's take a look at the list, and we'll kind of talk through that matchup. Before I go on a really big tangent of my feelings. So we got Ed's Sapphire Emerald list here that took down the entire DLC Taipei tournament. Overall, can't say I'm excited to see Blue Green playing Amethyst Steel, and that being my 2 losses that kind of knocked me out in Richmond. But looking through this, what are your initial thoughts for both of you on his choices here, obviously with a little standout performer down the bottom left?
I love Prince Philip MMS combo. I hate when it happens to me, of course, but if I'm on the giving end of that, it feels phenomenal, and I love it. Ink Geyser, that is such. I saw it last night at locals, someone using Ink Geyser, and it was the funniest thing to watch someone just think about their ink and be like, yeah, game 3. Funniest thing. So it's very, very fun.
It's a very Ed list, which is I think is nice. Just being 4 of everything minus the basil and the Ink Geyser. I think the list. I think I built a list similar to this, but I put Tanya on strike a good match instead of develop, just because if you are curving correctly, you want to TPO and sail later in the game, just so you can shrink your hand to draw more cards off Clarabelle. So being able to strike a good match with TPO is just like
awesome,
super powerful. And then, but I mean, it's still green blue. I mean, it's not much different than it was last format. It's just the Ink Geyser tech, which I think the Ink Geyser tech is mostly for like the Amber Amethyst, Amber Sapphire matchups, because you have to. They just be ramping like you ramp, and if you can establish a 3-quester and then Ink Geyser the next turn, they're unlikely to have an answer for like 1 or 2 turns, and it just lets you do a lot more with what you have.
Yeah, I mean it's completely backbreaking when you're watching, even just as a spectator on some of these matches with blue green. And I saw plenty of times where, especially, God forbid, you have a Cindy on board, ready to just ink back up at the end of your turn, uh, being able to just wipe the opponent's board. They have nothing. You have big Prince Philip, Cinderella, maybe a Donald Duck, and how do you come back from that when you're then passing back to you? You have 3 ink going to 4, no board.
The best
That's
thing
where
you
it
could do
has
is like the best thing you could do is like sail into double link, play Cindy, Rams.
Try
Like,
to recover as fast as possible,
Yeah.
but you're on a time crunch at that point.
yeah, it's definitely very strong. And Ed identified that going into DLC Taipei and paid off very well for him. He did play a Blurple matchup. I believe, Al, you mentioned 2nd through 4th, all Blurple
Yeah.
and DLC
Second through
Taipei.
4th was all Blurple.
So this was the list for, apologies if I butcher the name, but Passapon, the Blurple list here that came 2nd place in DLC Taipei. And for the most part, I would say 90% of the cards we're going to say are very standard Blurple. But given this list to look over, there are definitely some standout cards that I don't typically see in your standard Blurple list. And it made it straight to, yes.
Swordplay being one of them is a good one, I think.
I like that card a lot. When I first saw it, I was like, this is going to be like a sealed powerhouse. Like, you just get to, like, if your opponent drops a bomb, you just get to, like, take any, like, basically 1 or 2 quester and just, like, eat it. Because it gives what, Challenger 3?
Challenger +3 this turn.
So, I mean, with Royal Guard, you draw for turn, you go 2, you play Swordplay for 1. It swings for 5 now. That's before you do anything else with your ink, since you're only paying 1 for that. So I think it's like, I just think it's super strong.
Yeah. Also, just using you could use it on Tipo too, and now your Tipo is just like munching on stuff.
I do think that the 4-drop Demona is a very interesting choice, because only in blue green do I want to have less than 3 cards in my hand. Like, only against that deck do I ever want to have that few of cards. So, like, seeing it at 4 and is just like super interesting to me. I know a lot of people were cutting on Genie and playing Isis instead, which I saw in a couple of lists, which I think was probably the route that I had gone with the deck as well, because I think I was down to just 2 Genie and 2 Isis, just to help the dog matchup. But yeah, I mean, it works. Obviously, they made their way all the way to 2nd. So
yeah, and especially with I would say also with the return of a lot of high willpower characters as well. I can kind of see it, because some of these I've seen the other Amber 4-drop 4/6 Nakama in the Amber Sapphire list. It's just a vanilla 4/6. That's become a very big card. We have big boy Chief Powhatan and Amber Steel. That thing is an absolute unit to get over. So I will say,
someone did mention in the chat the Horseman Strikes, and that's also another reason to take Genie out, because it does get hit immediately with that. So yeah, too much Horseman Strike, that's a big thing.
I also think that another cool thing about that Demona is it's Challenger 2. So if they under the sea your board, you can immediately eat the tramp with the Demona. So
yeah, absolutely. So maybe it was just in respecting that, because otherwise you don't have outside of Iago, which can get just looked at and sent to the discard. Then maybe Demona, and that's your real challenging power. So I guess seeing that opportunity there. I will say what a standout performer in the Winter Spell era has been Let It Go. I've seen a lot of times where Let It Go is
fantastic,
pawn people back in. So now they have not just Into the Unknown, which was kind of our pseudo replacement for Let It Go when Let It Go rotated out, but Let It Go is is back.
Yo.
Let It Go DLC promos stock is going
wish.
up.
I'm not that good.
Let It Go was such a good reprint. Just for the game in
Artwork
general.
maybe originals a bit better, but
a large bit.
It's
no,
it's just like
no, we're not. The artist did a great job.
But the old art is just better.
The old art is better. Yeah.
Just like strike a good match. The new art, it looks cool. It puts more emphasis on the character, but old strike a good match, 10 times better art wise.
Got it.
Yeah, we're just Gen 1ers and our nostalgia hits too. So I'm also wearing my nostalgia glasses. Then going down because we had third, fourth, both on Blurple. Then we had Thiago in top 8. So at least looking at one of the most problematic, some would say, decks in the format currently. And I'll start it off with that. We know all the cards in here. Do we feel that dogs is a problem?
Absolutely. The only reason dogs is 100% the best deck in the format. It's not even close. It is a problem because it's so hard for any other deck in the format to answer when they go 1-drop tree, second 1-drop for free, play tramp on 3. It's like,
what do you do?
If your bodies aren't like 3/3s and 4/4s like in purple still, or they don't have like, I guess the one saving grace is if they don't have the Dellas, or if you're like win the die roll and you get to go like Philip combo the next turn, like there's just like very little you can do. So
but then everybody's gonna now say like, oh, they didn't win the DLC, and then it's gonna be like, I mean, it's still a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still a problem.
It took how long for Blue Green to win its first DLC, and people were crying about that for like 2 formats. So
I just realized that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ban Prince Philip right now.
Yeah, no, I think it was already a strong deck before Grandmother Willow, and Winterspell just gave it a full turn ahead of schedule meant all the difference, because so much of it is, if you cannot make any play lines, even drawing your perfect hand into it, that would still fall to, I would say, your standard dogs opening you're trying to get. I would say that's a problem, because it very much feels like they're non-games. And I know that was a sentiment kind of felt. I know casters in the DLC Ghent, the casters were great. They were, obviously trying to hype everything up, but you could really see it in the chat where the finals, which was dogs v dogs, they didn't even ever quest up to 20 pretty much, because it was whoever understood the opponent first, the other one would just scoop, because
I mean, as soon as you saw the dogs versus dogs, people were just like, okay, I guess it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of like the sentiment with like every deck, every like tier, like not tier 0, because I don't think we've had like a tier 0 really since Bucky, but I think anytime it's like the 2 best decks in the finals, everybody's like, well, we've seen this 20 times already, so it's just no point in watching it. But we have like with dogs, it's like the first time where the finals was like a mirror, and we weren't like, well, we were more like, this is going to be over in like 10 or 15 minutes versus like, this is going to be over in like an hour and a half. So,
wasn't necessarily a grind. And not to take anything away from the 2 players and Zan's victorious win in DLC Ghent, but from a viewer aspect, I know that was a sentiment in the chat, and I think has resonated throughout the Lorcana community. And so I think there is that method of, yes, you can beat dogs. They cannot open their perfect line and have everything, but the amount of times that I see that pseudo perfect line made by the dogs player really stands out as kind of the theme of unfun.
We just need grab your swords back.
and they're just gonna rip it out of your hand. And
Yeah,
when are you
Mowgli
playing it?
Ursula.
When are you playing it?
You have MMS. You still get MMS.
We
They
need
can rip it out?
we need grab your sword back and shift queen back so you can sing it on 2. Because then they go 1-drop tree, 1-drop, and you go sing grab your swords, and it's like cool.
It's a sick play, bro.
You got 2 daisies with 2 damage on them, but I got a queen, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's definitely a really good deck, and whether that, I know most people are saying ban Tramp. I mean, Tramp, I would say even if Tramp was still left in, but Under the Sea seems to be just the one-sided board wipe. We saw it with Big Sisu, but at least Big Sisu, at least you had to have 6 ink to shift or 8 ink to play it, hard cast it. Whereas this is destroying you on being sung, it's synced together on turn 4.
People like to call for a ban instead of working on a deck. I feel like there's a meme to that where it's like I build a deck specifically to beat dogs, loses to everything else, or I build a deck to beat everything and it just loses to dogs.
Yeah, that was like the sentiment for most. I think most professional players going into the DLC, or just like in general, like around the community, it was like you can build your deck to beat dogs, lose to 80% of the field, or you can build your deck to beat 80% of the field and lose to dogs, or you just play dogs. So I think that's why a lot of people just started playing dogs.
I mean, yeah, you had a lot of, like you said, you had a lot of like the professionals switching to dogs.
Yeah, I was talking to Tanya last night or the night before, something like that, and we were like, you could whenever Thiago switched from Purple Steel to dogs, it was probably like, yeah, maybe Purple Steel's not as good as into dogs as we wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you got him switching over like that, it says a lot.
You could, but just keep making it better until it beats the other ones too. I would love to see a list that could beat dogs on its perfect curve and not lose to purple or amber sapphire or blue steel. And if that existed, I think people would have found it out by now.
Purple steel is amazing.
You lose
to dogs. It is.
You're kind of trying to tech in different cards that's going to lose you percentage points in the other matchup a lot of times. So that's where it's a hard balancing act there. I'm assuming that's Tanya saying that Purple Steel is amazing into dogs. It can be. I think it definitely, I don't want to say got a lot. It swung closer to at least being even with dogs this set because of how fast it can go. And if you can't disrupt them, getting that Grandmother Willow, I saw plenty of matches on these big tournaments recently where in the Winter Spell era, where they had great, my recommendation, Tanya and I have talked about our Purple Steel lists, our Amethyst Steel lists of having more 3-power characters. I'm not a big fan of the Christopher Robin 1/3. I like
Zark's up.
But even with, I saw plenty of people have their 1-drop, which is less than 2 or less strength, and then like a Calhoun, and then something else on turn 3. And they just had, Grandmother Willow sing Delamoon's Lullaby, Tramp and something else, wipe the board. One time I even saw them play 2 Delamoon's Lullabies on both the characters. And at that point, what do you do?
Cry.
Yeah.
So
before Pittsburgh, when they were testing for the CCQ, I played against Hillary, and my hand was like, I had just played Tramp. I had 4 cards in my hand, and I was drawing 4, pitching 4, so I had a ton of cards. But I was able to keep Under the Sea and double Rhino, and then I top decked the 3rd Rhino, so I was able to Rhino a Cheshire, Rhino something else, Rhino Calhoun, and then Under the Sea.
Did it feel good doing that?
Yeah, it felt great. but it's not. But like it, it's just like back in the Bucky era. It's like It doesn't feel good to play against, and it doesn't feel fun for the community to experience that. You know what I mean?
But it's great to slam it down.
Yeah, it feels great for you to win.
Yeah, honestly, I miss Big Sisu slamming that down. Ooh.
No, it's the whole. It ain't honest, but it's much.
Yeah, me.
But
yeah, well, again, congrats to Ed on taking down another DLC. We'll see him at Worlds.
Especially with that deck too. Like Corey mentioned, and I just found out and figured out that was the first time that deck's won a DLC.
Well,
it technically won Milwaukee,
yeah.
but
Fungus won as well too.
Oh,
because he was on.
Or was that Richmond? Whichever one Fungus won, he won with Blue Green. But that was like Blue Green was like the big bad for like 2 sets or 3 sets, and that was his first DLC win. So
it used to be always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But yep. All right. Well, another big event happened over the last weekend, March 14th, 15th, and that was PPG. PPG holds a lot of really big events, well known in the TCG community across multiple TCGs, and we had a different deck than what we saw here actually top the event, and we are going to take a look at that. And let's take a look at the deck that won here, and then we'll actually start talking with. I am very excited, and then we're going to get to people who were actually able to make it to this event. So this one was taken down by none other than my first love, which is Amber Steel Songs. So normally I would ask both of you to give your thoughts on it, but I'm going to do it first this time because I love it so much. And I'm glad to have it back. I don't want to play with you anymore to my Amethyst Steel that got me an invite to Continentals, but
he's definitely doing that.
Amber Steel Songs definitely suffered post-rotation, losing a lot of its key pieces. We got it downgraded. Along came Zeus in the form of he hurled his Thunderbolt, which is good, but not as good. So everything seemed to be nerfed. We still had our Singer 4s, but we lost our turn 1 Cinderella, that was Singer 3. We lost Let the Storm Rage on. We lost Ariel, that always whiffed for me, but still was key to the deck.
Ariel right there at home.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have, I know this was something that was being talked about when I was watching the Illumiteers with Logan, Zenulus, and Ben was talking about the list, and with Liam. And it really was very much like Winter Spell was essentially a reprint set for Steel Song, because we got Cinderella for On the Draw. We don't have Storm anymore, but we have Akud at Imudi, if I'm saying that correctly, which is our uninkable 3-drop song that replaces itself and also gets you tempo back, because Storm was taking out typically a small character, whereas this is putting in a bigger character a lot sooner than it should be on the board, in the form of things like Chief Paladin, which is kind of just a better Pluto guard. I forget the sub name, but the bodyguard Pluto that was steel, where it was 1/5, but if it didn't have damage, it was a 5/5. But they would just run their Tipo into it, and then it has 1 power. Chief is 5 strength all the time. So yeah, overall, I love the list. I know there's a couple versions and variations out there. We saw Sky take down CCS, not last weekend, but the weekend before, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that.
Yeah, 3-7.
Okay, yeah. So he, instead of the Rhino Shift package, was running Mulan, and instead of the Rhino package, not really seeing it necessarily be needed. There was discussion about it is really nice to have in the mirror, especially if you can Rhino Shift Bolt Hero's Thunderbolt on the opposing Singer 4. Then that can be pretty backbreaking, which just brings us back to pre-rotation Steel Song mirrors, which I don't really want to go back to all the time.
No, that's your favorite.
Yeah, just go
literally
first. Warhead. But yeah, what were your thoughts on Steel Song essentially coming back very quickly and getting on the scene with a couple big wins.
I think it's good, honestly. I think it is part of the reason why we're also seeing like if we go back to like the dogs list, they were on the multiple Mowgli and multiple Ursula, whereas like I think the DLC prior Zon was only on, I think he was on 3 Mowgli, but he had like a 1 of Ursula. So I think it's showing that it's a strong competitor in the format. I think the Nani being a 3/3 body is super good. Obviously, being able to dig for Doc or for Willow is just absurdly broken, and
or just dig for a snowball.
Yeah, it's just grab
grab something to throw at
grab a weenie dude to pitch off to have the angel crazy, and then I mean, I think the chief, the only downside is that it can't challenge, but like as long as it's keeping your singers alive, that's all he really needs to be there for.
Yeah, I definitely have loved the deck so far in my limited playing with it so far. Last week, just in locals, I think I went like in our games 5 and 6 with it, and really it was a lot more consistent than I was expecting. With card draw, obviously we don't have Rapunzel gifted with healing anymore as our consistent card draw. But this aerial, just being able to boost it, play it for 3, Akuta Mundi it out for 2, and boost, and then sing a song with your troubadour, and you have Chief guarding it, becomes very hard for your opponent to deal with. But yeah, overall, congrats to Ben. Great win, 160 players. So not as big as some of the CCS PPG events I feel like we've seen before, but I also feel like it was very spread out. We had some big names going overseas to Taipei. But yeah,
we did also a big storm. There was like a windstorm, so people's had flights got canceled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
got stuck in like Florida and stuff. It's crazy, dude.
Unfortunately, wrecking. We're glad that they're okay. Safety is definitely the biggest concern, so I'm glad people were able to make it safely. And
so nuts.
Part of that was some of our crew. So
yeah,
I think we have them here to kind of give us an idea of their experience at PPG, what they were playing, how they did, and overall a sense of the field. So let's get them on in. We got Dom, my goat. Welcome to the OHANA Boys stream.
Good to be back. What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
You are popping. How'd you do? What were you on?
Okay, I did pretty bad. That's spoilers alert. I did pretty bad. It's just one of those, and I think that I had still good experience, but just being on the draw the whole game, the whole tournament is very, very, very tough. Like, but I was on Amber.
Don't lose the die roll.
Win the die roll.
I'm gonna do even odd from now on. I think I just
started doing that with me yesterday.
I'm not gonna start doing that because like that was just such a miserable experience. I had like a gigantic headache ever since like round 2. But talking about what I played Amber Amethyst. Yeah. So this.
Can you explain the name?
Okay. HSV is my favorite soccer team, as most of OHANA knows. And AA means Amber Amethyst, and it's the 9th version of the deck. That's all it means. Yeah. But yeah, the reason I wanted to play this is because I just felt like this was gonna beat all of the purple decks. I feel like people were still gonna play purple. People were like, I'm still not gonna play dogs because it's kind of unfun to play sometimes. Some people love it, some people don't. And I also yeah. And I think that some people just aren't really willing to play those big blue decks, and if you are, then they are. So my first matchup was dogs on the draw. I lost 2-1. When they opened 1-drop Willow, 1-drop, and I had no 1-drop, it was just kind of game from there. Then I played against Amber Sapphire twice. 2-0'd twice on the draw was like super easy. Like the matchup feels like pretty free. And then yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those people. I don't know. I just
You know
like
who we can't make fun of anymore for losing to Amber Sapphire? He was losing to Amber Sapphire before it was cool. Starter
boy.
Day.
Oh,
It's
no.
different. It's different.
It's different, right?
Different. Then I went round 4, probably the saddest of all of the games. I was next to Sarah. You know, we were like, oh, we got this, right? Now played against Purple Steel. I'm like, okay, fine, right? Had my curve. I checked with Mowgli, no strength. I'm like, okay, we're in here. Top draws strength, kills my stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Then he what's it? Yzma's finds another strength. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then next turn finds another strength. And then I'm like, okay, my board is gone. He has a bunch of characters. I'm like, okay, I'll scoop it up. And he said out loud to everyone, he's like, this is the best I've ever drawn in OHANA ever. And like everyone looks around him and just looks at him like, yeah, this is great. And then I found my curve. And then I'm like, okay, awesome. Next turn, Demona, right? As long as Willow sticks. Kills the Willow. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just ink and then play Willow. Draws a Raging Storm. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can't do anything for the next turn. And then he kills all my other stuff with Strength and Angel, and that was that. So I just sat there watching 40 minutes Sarek play instead. It was really fun.
You didn't have to emphasize on 40. You could have just said I sat there and watched Zarek finish his games, and we would have fine.
Yeah, I would have assumed it was at least a 20-minute match.
Dude,
you watched for 40 minutes.
Dude told me, he's like, the thing was, the guy told me, he's like, before we even start, he's like, I hope you beat me quick so I can go to side events. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you did win quick. Yeah,
and what round was that in?
1-4. So it was X2 at that point. Then I played against some green purple stuff, 2-0'd on the draw. I'm like, okay, like this guy just didn't have a good list, like whatever. And then I played against green purple again, but I never encountered a green purple like this. It was boost, like with the Minnie Mouse and the Cheshire and the Donald and the Flints, with Snowfort and like a bunch of warded characters. So like all of the green warded characters you can think of, they're just in there.
How did the Snowfort feel?
I mean, game 1, it was really tough to deal with. It was really hard having to be on the other side of it for once.
Yeah, well, isn't it now? It's crazy.
Because I told him, like, usually I'm not the one who has to do the math. I just make my opponent
usually you're the one that slams down 3 Snowforts and then I cry.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, they told us before the tournament started, is like, we don't do takebacks. And I said, damn it, because I looked at Garrett and from Team Snuggly Duck, like, we should have bought green purple if that was the case. If we should have bought green purple if that was the case, because the thing with like Snowfall that we don't like is like people can do takebacks on them in like some events because they don't understand, like they can't do math or whatever. It's like, oh, my thing dies, but your thing dies, but mine doesn't, and they're like, oh, let me take it back. But with like this kind of event, you really can't do that. So we went to, it was 10 minutes left, and I was on the draw, and I told him like, do you have an answer to my boys? Like, no. I'm like, let's just go to game 3, please, because I wanted to take my time with a deck I've never encountered before. And then I missed turn 1, turn 2 Mowgli, no Snowfort, and then he kind of just played Minnie Mouse, and then he played like Shipwreck Goofy, and I'm like, there's no way I can win. I lost there. That was round 6. Then round.
You got cooked.
I got cooked. Green purple against green purple on the draw. Yeah,
your favorite deck.
I know, it's my favorite deck.
It literally said, this is what you get for betraying me, Dom.
Yeah, honestly. It was just so, like, I couldn't beat it on the draw.
Snowfort?
Snowfort. I mean, he only played it in the first game. I guess he wasn't running for. It is what it is. Then round 7. What's that, DJ?
I was going to say, what was your mental state after that game?
Demolished.
I was I mean, I had a headache the whole day already. Like, I didn't feel great. So I'm like, I'll just play it out, whatever. So round 7 comes, my opponent didn't show up, so I'm like, awesome. It's awesome to show up like to a big tournament and want to play all of the rounds just for practice, and then the opponent doesn't even show up. It's just so demoralizing. You're on the lower tables, like you're just sitting there by yourselves waiting for 10 minutes. So I just wanted to go sell like my enchanters and stuff, made some money there. And then round 8, I was like, I'm just gonna finish out X3, and I faced the mirror. I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, the mirror literally depends on how many raging forts and libraries there are on. And this
Raging
was
Force?
actually
Raging
raging
Ford.
storm. Yeah, raging fort. Yeah,
Yes, no
yeah,
form, man. That dude is living rent free.
yeah. That card's stuck in my head now.
It's the
Raging
Fort
storms and
Library.
libraries is literally what the matchup depends on. And I was actually playing against Virginia Boys, Johnny's brother.
Shout out to
So
Virginia
I
boys.
and he won the matchup 2-0 on. And, well, I couldn't get a game out of him because he was on 4 libraries and 4 raging storms, and the more weight, and that's literally what the mirror depends on. I lost there. If I could change anything on the list, I think Genie is pretty useless. Dumbo's pretty useless. Oh, I would take them out immediately. I think a lot of the Blurple players that day also didn't play Genies at all. And that's just so they were able to like not lose to dogs instantly.
Hmm.
And I think that made a lot of sense. Like once when I got home, yesterday actually I played the deck without Genies and Dumbos, and it felt just so much better.
It looked good.
It felt much better. You can have more room for things. I can up the Bagheera. I think the Bagheera is like one of the low key MVPs. Same with the Nakoma. Nakoma has felt so great into that deck because for all of these steel decks like Amber Steel and Purple Steel, she's just such a tough body to deal with, especially when you drop a Cheshire afterwards or an Elsa.
Now,
Being able to swing into Tramp and then like moving damage with Cheshire looks good, or like the Laundry into like Nakoma, like killing, taking out the Tramp, or like the Lonely into Bagheera taking out the Tramp just feels really good.
and then
Oh,
how did it fare into like blue steel or sapphire steel?
so Sapphire Steel is one of the matchups I didn't want to do
Hmm.
because like they just have such big bodies. It's really tough to deal with the Vincenzo,
Well, the King Arthurs.
especially
Yeah.
the King Arthur. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Alric. He won against me yesterday. We get it. We get it.
I knew there was some personal thing there.
Yeah, yeah. He just wanted to say that.
It was a salty redback. You bodied me like when we were having fun, and then I was like, I need a salty redback.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
any
okay. It's okay.
consideration? Any consideration to Bell? I know that was something we discussed prior to you leaving. I just felt like with Nakoma being the unit that she is, that including a couple of Bell in here would just like be insane.
Yeah, I did consider it. I bought like that card with me, and the thing about it is like I just don't know how many meaningful 3/3s there are to kill. It's like I guess Dumbo would be like a premier one, but the thing is like I have Horseman Strikes for that.
Putting 3 on Lady would be pretty good.
Yeah, but like I can pump up like so many things with Evelyn and World Guard. I think the bell would have been fine, but I think just the Genie and the Dumbos just feeling really bad into a lot of matchups really stunk, especially now with blue green like getting more popularity. I think those kind of need to go. They never come back was also like kind of mid. But Raging Storm Library combo won me the most games. I think that that combo is just really good. Yeah, Dogs is pretty good. Dogs is pretty good. But yeah, this list was honestly fine. I still had a good time. If anything, it taught like this weekend taught me how the deck should look now. And I feel like the deck I bought, like even bought to locals yesterday, is just so much better. I'm really excited for the next event.
So now, are you gonna go back to Emerald Amethyst? Or are you
Maybe
gonna stick to this?
there's a couple decks that I'm really interested. Ruby's Amethyst is really fun. Not Amethyst Steel. I just don't like how that deck runs now. It is
Okay.
compared to like Whispers. I just don't like the play patterns of it. Blurple is like if I want to play Blurple, I would just rather play this. This like operates similar to Blurple without like the removal of like inking stuff. Now you have Whispers coming to mind, which like now um with like these bigger like decks coming out, like with Blue Steel, like is I think a really good choice in the meta in general because it has like one of the most even matchup spreads from any decks. Blue Green like getting more popular. all the purple decks still play Demona. Only buffing up like whatever to like kill it. What's great come to mind it. So I think the deck is pretty good, like in just Amethyst in general, but it still has to see specific lines to beat dogs, and I feel like that's a problem with dogs can just like doozle themselves into like I play Comic Con and you can't do anything about it. The only thing interaction I considered was like Retrosphere, which would send the Comic Con back to their hand for one turn, and it would buy me a turn to like get rid of stuff, but it would just feel really bad into all the other matchups, except bouncing Cheshire back to your hand to get draw cards, but it's just not worth it because we already have so much card draw in the deck. So yeah.
That was you do have a lot of card draw in this deck. That's something that I
Yeah.
sat there and I was like, dude, how many times are we gonna do this book?
Yeah, but you can find books, libraries. You can play Max Hades. I think Max Hades is like super good. Like Horseman Strikes. You can just out nutrition the purple decks, which I would have loved to face this weekend, but I faced it 0 times. Which really was really sad.
Be like that,
Yeah.
bro.
It's a hard matchup when you're expecting the room to be filled with dogs players, is to play Blurple and just hope they don't open Perfect Curve, or like just like
Yeah.
So I think we were never seeing that much Blurple in there. I think you're anticipating it being majority dogs, probably some purple still, and then
I agree. I just saw like a lot of. I still expected like majority purple, and it did happen. Like, not winning the die roll in any of them just kind of hurt too. But you're right. It's like I accepted I was gonna lose the dogs, and I was just gonna hope to dodge them as much as. But yeah, this deck wasn't gonna ever beat dogs like if they have the curve, but they won it. But I think
those two.
Yeah, but also like in my opinion, if the dogs has the perfect curve, I don't think any deck beats it. Like you can take out as much as you want for it. It's just that's why I was like, I'm not gonna take out for dogs as much because like even if they get the perfect curve, like they're just gonna win regardless. So it doesn't matter if you're playing purple still, red, purple, doesn't matter. They have the curve they dogs want, they're just gonna win regardless. Doesn't matter what. It's not purple still, but
I know that's something we talked about too, and I think we were talking about. I suggested trying out ISIS over Genies, or they never come back, just to be able to force the action in that matchup. Because if you like go a long way into the Bagheera, and then the next turn you ISIS, that's the same turn after they tramp, so you can like a long way support the Bagheera, kill the tramp, and then they can't do anything. So I think it's just like something we talked about, but I don't know if we ever got to testing it. So
no, I honestly was just expecting of like I'm just gonna like, I always felt like if I'm gonna play, if I can one drop into Willow, into Tigger, into Elsa, like that would be completely fine. I would win most matchups like that.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was fine because like Isis would just not do much for me. Other matchups.
Garrett said I would rather play purple still and red purple over Blurple as a dogs player. I mean,
100%, because they can get to Elsa quicker. Once they get to Elsa, they can get to Demon.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I would trust Garrett. He's definitely done very well recently. And
literally, what he got?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Back-to-back top 4, if I'm not mistaken.
He got 3rd at the DCS, right?
No, he got
yes, he did.
Oh yeah, and then he got third at the 10K, and then 3rd at the 2.5K.
Yeah. He told me at dinner
big shout out.
Big shout out to Garrett. He ate the pizza I ordered for him because of the confusion of the order for the waitress, which was but he liked the bacon pepperoni pizza I ordered for him. But he told me, he's like, you should just play Dogstorm, and I'm like, I don't like that deck. I'd rather just have fun. I'd rather just like have my purple decks. I like my purple decks.
Zarek requested that I build dogs to test dogs with him, and I've been playing it for the last 3 weeks.
It's so funny.
I'm like, I hate this deck so much, but it's just like, it's so easy.
I refused to play Bucky back in the day. I refused to play dogs. But to get some more perspective on last week's events, we also have Zarek here. So we'll get him on in, and then we'll pull up his list and see if he won a few games or not.
Am I in? What's up?
You're in.
Oh
Welcome
yeah.
in.
How's it going? Oh jeez.
Going all right. Minus the voice cracks there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But let's talk about your list and how your run went over at PPG.
Yeah. Do you have the list that you can pull up? I sent it
Yep.
to Tanya. Okay, cool.
I'm presenting it now.
There's two different lists. There's a Saturday list and then a
Yep.
Sunday.
I got it right
Bacon
here.
and pizza.
It's going to be this
Yeah,
one
it's
right
because
here.
Dom's pizza.
Just let me know if that's
All
the
right.
correct
Yeah.
first
Yep,
version.
that's the bad one. Yep.
That's a bad
All
one.
right.
The
All right,
bad
so
one? Oh,
yeah,
because you played,
yeah.
You played in both events, right?
I did play. So I played in both
Okay.
events. So I went into this tournament and I was like, okay, I can build green blue with Lewis's to like counteract the dogs players pretty heavily, and it's good in the purple steel, and it should be good in the blurple. And so I teched very heavily into dogs playing all these Lewis's. And I also wanted to like try green blue without all the 10 uninkables that we used to have. So I cut it down to 7 with just 3 under the season, 4 Cindy's. And so I had a round 1 bye because I topped one of the PPG qualifier events. And then round 2 I played into blurple. And I got 2-0'd very quick, and I realized that without Ink Geyser, they just have so much removal for our threats that even if I can board wipe them constantly, I just don't have any sticking power. And so like after that matchup, I was just so disheartened with the deck choice. I'm like, I just don't have any way to win this, right? And so you can ask Dom, like I was complaining the whole time where I was just like, dude, even if I continue to win, I'm just gonna get bodied. Yeah, dude, I was just like, this is such a bad list. Well, because like, so me and Barber from Family Pro Gaming were the only like green blue players there, and he's also a very competent green blue player. And it's like we were just talking the whole time, and he was just telling me all of his crazy Ink Geyser stories and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, yeah, I was struggling to just stick a threat, because all the let it goes and everything else. So round 1 had a bye. Round 2 played blurple, got bodied, so I was 1-1. I proceed to win the next 4. I played blurple, won somehow. I played blue steel, won somehow. Blue steel a little bit less because they don't have the Into the Unknown, so their Hades effects are only 8 rather than 12. And then I think I played Amber Steel and a bunch of other matches. Didn't play dogs in the entire day until the very last round, which was essentially my winning in. Come to find out, I bubbled and got 17th, which sucks. But yeah, so I ended up winning that one on the draw. And it was because of Lewis. Like I remember when a top deck situation, I was able to go John Silver Lewis, make both of his things challenge into my Lewis, and it just won me the game on the spot. But yeah, I mean, green blue's good. Like obviously you need Ink Geyser just for all the let it go removal and everything that you're seeing nowadays. But yeah, I mean, obviously dogs you still have to get lucky against, and just find the right pieces at the right time. But yeah.
Yeah. So you said you changed your list, and this we have as your better green blue list.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do you feel all the changes you made transitioned into the Sunday event?
Yeah, so I liked them. So again, I was talking with Barber the whole weekend, and his original list for Saturday was no Lewis, and then replaced that with it was 2 Mother Knows Best, 1 Ink Geyser. And he was saying how we had Ed win, so we're trying to figure out Ed's list. We're like, Ed always plays 2s and 4s, so he's probably on 4 under the sea, 2 Ink Geyser, and just no Lewis, no Mothers, no whatever. And so we came to the conclusion that 2 Ink Geyser was probably just the more consistent route. And we can talk about it a little bit later, but I drew on the Sunday event against Yellow Blue. And that was just a matter of time, and it was because of sequencing more than anything. But yeah, we found that you need the 2 Ink Geysers. You can do a lot of gross things, especially because against these matchups that have all that removal, if they don't have Moana to be able to ink like Let It Goes and stuff like that from their yard, once you get through it and you Ink Geyser, I have all my combos pieces back, and they don't have the removal to answer it now. But so yeah, that was the main thing. I ran the 1 Lewis just as like a little tech card. We ended up playing the same 59. He ran one of Mother Knows Best, going to the 10 uninkables, And I still wanted to be on the lower uninkable count, but we were joking. It was like, we're going to play each other, and that one Mother Knows Best is going to kill me. Which didn't end up happening, but still. Yeah, no, the list felt great. I can see a world where you'd want the 4th Under the Sea, like Ed played, but I think that was more of a meta call. And if a lot of these Blurple decks are going to switch off of genies or cut down to like 2 genies that we've been seeing, and play more the ISIS package, then the Under the Seas become a liability at that point. So it's really more so of a meta call. If there's a world where Dog starts getting hated out more and more, you could reliably even go down to 2, and then you'd go up to like 4 John Silvers. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I loved in testing when we were playing and you went ramp to 6, play double Lewis, draw 3rd Lewis, return double John Silver. I was very excited to play against that when you put me on dogs.
Hey, I needed the testing. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, I mean, okay. Lewis is one of those cards, kind of like Dom was saying with Bell, where it's like situationally very, very good, but in most matchups it's just not quite there. And having Amber Steel now being the meta makes a little bit of a bigger argument for the card, because there's now multiple matchups where it's very good, because the only card in their deck that can reliably answer it is Rhino, because Potan can't challenge, of course. Obviously, like most of the time, they just use a Singer to burn the effects, so it's not really that impactful. But, it kind of helps manipulate the board for the turn, and try to set up certain lines. So it's not the worst thing, but I probably would just play the one Mother Knows Best. And then you could possibly go down to 2 7-drop basils and play 4 John Silvers. But that all depends on your meta.
Yeah, I love John Silver. I think last format when we were both on blue green, I was on 4 John Silver, and you were like swearing not to go down to 2, and I was like, no, John Silver's just too good. So I think it's just preference and
it's definitely one of those cards that like does something that no other card does, right? And so you kind of just like necessary evil.
Yeah, I just love it because I'm able to be like, I know you're trying to get to 20, but instead of getting to 20, you're now going to have to deal with this 5/5 every turn. So I just like forcing my opponent's hand into not doing what they want to do. Like anytime I feel like you can like disrupt the game plan for a deck, that's putting you in a better winning position.
It's also like we have 2 decks that run 4 of the graveyard recursion Lilo, and so like that's just a very, very good card into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Basil and John Silver are ops.
Yeah. So I'll go for it.
Sorry, I was gonna say, Sarek, his match against Amber Steel in Game 3 was insane. I have no idea how you won that. Where you did the
John Silver Lewis.
Yeah. But he couldn't quest with this chief. I have no idea how you won that. You were so far behind the whole game.
Oh no, it was awful. It was great. Yeah, because like if you watch my stream match, you also saw all my Amber Steel opponents were like triple Akud, triple removal.
Yeah.
Like it's just impossibly difficult. Yeah. But I guess to talk a little bit more about the tournament run. So I was 5-1 going into round 6, which I went on stream. I played it into Amber Steel. That ended up winning the tournament, I believe. And he just 2-0'd me like with no issues because he went triple Akud into triple Thunderbolt Strength, and then game 2, I challenge with my Cindy's when I have Under the Sea in hand, because I had my singers would have been Cindy John Silver, and I'm like, I need to be able to Under the Sea and then John Silver to like stop his Nani or something along those lines. Like I just needed to like be more proactive, and this was on the bad list that had 7 uninkables, and I had an Under the Sea and a Cindy in my hand, and I already had Cindy in play. So there's 3 more uninkables in my deck, and going to 8 ink, I need to find any inkable, and I find 3rd Cindy, and I'm just like, cool, I'll just lose. The guy was nice enough to like let me play out the match as though it were an inkable, and I ended up winning, which doesn't mean anything in retrospect, but just to like have a little bit of perspective. It wasn't just like the worst bodying in the world, but it was just a little bit unfortunate in game 2.
Yeah, we saw you have repeatedly good luck on stream matches. So
yeah, no.
I think I think anytime anytime we have an event, and we're just gonna make sure that you're always on stream when it matters, you know.
When it matters,
So
of course.
basically,
Yeah.
So when you get paired into me, I'll be like, oh, we're gonna pull this match for stream right here.
No, we're never playing a tournament together. You're either judging or I am. We're just gonna dodge each other forever.
Dodge is crazy. Yeah, that's why.
It's all intentional now. It's all for the ego.
Yeah.
And then so
locals, so I judge. You know?
Game loss. Oh, match loss. And then so round 8 was my ideally winning in, but my breakers were bad, and that was into dogs, and I ended up winning that matchup, but still came in 17th, so that was a bit unfortunate. And then to talk about the Sunday event, I don't know if Dom mentioned it, but for the Saturday event, I played against that blue-yellow player, and we took like 30 minutes on our game 1, and like we did in the day 2 as well, and I proceeded to just like fall behind pretty quick in game 2. So we went to game 3, and like he was a very competent player, very good player, and we played a mile a minute. We had like 30 people surrounding us and like 4 judges just like watching us like not tap ink. I verbally just counted my ink, and I would play something and be like, all right, 21 to 17, play something else, 13 ink left, play something else, down to 3, you know, whatever. And like that was the only way for us to actually finish the match because of just how grinded the match was. And now, mind you, this was without Ink Geyser on day 1. And it went down to like 3 cards in library. I had like exhausted all of his removal. I had exhausted all of his he was on 2 of the spooky sites, and I'm like, all right, I saw 2 in the yard. I'm like, there's no way you're on 3. I'm like, double ward Philip, go. Like you cannot possibly have something. You can't have a third. There's no way. And he didn't. So that was really cool. And then as you saw on stream, if you did watch it, I lost, or we ran out of time after game 2, but essentially I mulled into Ink Geyser, had to TPO it away, and then I had to burn my second Ink Geyser pretty early on before I had even gotten through, like, I think I got through like 1 Ranging Storm, 1 Hades, and like 1 or 2 Let It Go. And my opponent, having played the matchup, he like played Moana, got back like double sail into the yard to ramp after I Ink Geysered, and then got back the Let It Goes. And I'm like, all right, well, can't really do much there. So I probably should have conceded a lot earlier and tried to win the game 3, but ended up drawing. So we ended up, I think, coming in 6th and 7th respectively. Which wasn't bad. I got to get the cool custom PPG play mat, which might be somewhere. I don't know.
Just seen it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's 2.
Just a different color.
No. What?
The PPG mat that they were selling, the purple
and
gold one?
The purple and gold one. Yeah, and then they had like a blue and gray one.
Yeah.
What about that cool signed CCS mat?
Still got it. Still got it.
I don't see you play with it anymore.
Wait.
You need to play with it more.
Look at this off. Look at that.
There's that second place, baby. There it is.
Dang.
Wow.
Shit. See, look, it says number 2 out of 50, just as a constant reminder.
Do you know who has number 3?
No, there's 50 of them, so.
Voodoo? Wasn't it Voodoo?
I don't know.
I thought it was somebody else.
But
what? You beat Voodoo in like top 8.
Yeah. And I split money because my teammates didn't scout to find out his list for me, so I was like, oh, let's split it because I thought I was disadvantaged. Yeah. And then I 2-0'd him. I was like, great.
I'm surprised you 2-0'd him with that list. That was cool.
I mean, like it was like John Silver into Red Blue at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he went like Merfolk into John Silver, and like I just like triple ramped into CC.
Wait, John Silver.
Like, all right. Yeah, this was Brooms, remember? The CCS?
Yeah.
Back before rotation.
Yeah,
set 8 or set 7.
You said Merfolk.
Yeah, Chris Merfolk.
The reprint rooms.
Chill.
Well, dude, if you remember that matchup, it like the I forgot his name, the dude who won. He like at the time I was thinking about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm playing Yensid because there's no good 2-drops in Purple Steel," and I'm like, now we have like 50 different options in Purple Steel that are all 3-powered like units.
Nobody wants to play them.
And it was crazy. He had like 2 Yensids out immediately every game.
Yeah. No, there was a big triple 1-drop into Yensid something, or
broom into broom.
Wait,
rough times.
As a 2-drop? Is that what you're talking about, Tanya?
Nah, she meant to spell Black Heron, I think
Black
it was.
Heron.
loves that.
Hudson. No, she's playing Hudson. The 2/4, the gargoyle.
No, she
This
prefers.
isn't overcooked. We're gonna save that for another.
Yeah, because she was running Angela. She's like, oh, I want to mitigate my uninkables, and also Angela counters a Stone by Day. I'm like, yes, but these are both not great cards
Oh, Angela's great. Angela's
for a
She's good.
turn
Angela's
for a
good.
turn, and then she's a 2/3.
that's all you need.
Yeah. Oh, one of the matchups I was going to mention for my run, I played into Blurple. And I think that was the round 2 when I lost. Like, I didn't have a Clarabelle line, so I just had the 2/5s. And I literally went 2/5 3 turns in a row, and my opponent's like, cool, Isis, cool, Elsa, cool, Demona, kill them all. I'm like, sick. I guess I'll die. Like, you know.
I have a question, Sarah. Did anything surprise you about the meta game of that room? Because I didn't expect as much blue-yellow. Blue-yellow I saw a lot.
Did you? Okay, I was going to say mostly diversity. First off, there was a solid amount of competent players, but more than anything, there was competent players on like basically every type of deck. So like, you know, there was people like looking around. It's like, okay, I want to dodge that guy. I want to dodge this guy. But yeah, there was definitely a decent bit of blue yellow. There was a lot of blue steel, both allies and non-ally versions. I think I played against more non-allies. And I think the dude who I spoke to who was doing well with it was, his argument was basically like, your shift line takes you off of your ramp line, like, and if you don't have Pleakley, then you're just behind in the matchup, and then if you whiff, obviously you're just super duper behind. But obviously, like, you know, you can tailor your deck to be a little bit more consistent, but you know, it's definitely more susceptible to falling behind.
No, I kind of like questioning that Jasmine and finding finding Angel,
and then finding Pleakley and then ramping it both. Yeah.
Oh my god. That was good. So good yesterday when I played against Al.
Yeah, you thought you were real cool when you shot my Jasmine, huh? And I had
shot his Jasmine,
and then Pleakley, my own Pleakley, and then I still won. That Pleakley helped
and you
me
still won.
Mm-hmm.
You still won. Mine was cool when I killed his stuff.
I was so mad too. I was like,
how it crashes out even when
he quested Jasmine. And he goes pop book challenge with both tree and palace guard or whatever, royal guard.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't do this, huh?
This man just 2-for-1 himself and wasted his turn 3.
No, I didn't have it. I mean, I drew.
You didn't have a 4-drop.
I drew cards.
Well, yeah. So. But you didn't develop a 4-drop, and you lost your tree. So now, like, you're behind 2 turns.
Nah, I didn't care.
Okay.
Is
that why you lost?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, it's not, because I didn't see any raging. Okay, raging and library are important.
He definitely cared. At the end of it, he was just like this.
But I didn't see any raging or libraries in the whole game. So I was like, what is this?
Which is crazy considering when we talked, I had to talk you out of cutting it down. He was like, I don't know if I need 3 library, and I was like, bro, library is like the best card in this deck.
No, I want to go 4 libraries. It's just hard to find like room, especially now the blue green is like popping off. Like now I need room for World's Greatest Criminal Minds. Like all
hey, don't play that card. That card is bad.
Yeah, I know you were so tilted yesterday when I played that. Like, you didn't love that card
because I was so dead. This man went triple library criminal mind your Clarabelle. I'm like, perfect. I'll just.
Yeah.
And then I just proceeded to raging storm you all the like 2 turns in a row. It was awesome.
It was a good time.
It seems like there is a lot of diversity out there. I know there's the boogeyman of dogs going around that may be a little overtuned, and we may see some continued talk about whether or not there is a need for a ban or not. We'll definitely see once we hopefully start to get into reveal season for the new set. Hopefully we get some more pieces there that maybe not another piece for dogs, hopefully. But I'm glad everyone that went to PPG, hope you all had fun. You obviously had your own experiences and did fairly well. So any final thoughts on PPG, the PPG events in general, before we let you both go?
No, I would just say for anybody that hasn't been to one, I would highly recommend them. The space they had was very good. I wish they would have had more vendors. Obviously, like PPG is like the main person, so I understand not wanting to have competition as far as buying cards and selling cards if they have enough inventory. But it would have been nice because they were definitely out of a few things that I saw that other people were looking for. Outside of that, like there was a lot of storms like they mentioned up there, so they had power outages and they handled that very well. They got the stream up. Every time the power would flicker because of outages, they'd have to reboot the system, but they were pretty quick about that. They had a PA system going on for all the side events and stuff, which might have been a little bit annoying as far as like hearing that while you're playing, but at the same time, side events were constantly firing. People were able to do all the things that they wanted to do while there, whether they were in the main event or got eliminated or just came for side events and stuff like that. They had a lot of different learn to play, so definitely recommend going to those events.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a
I'll
good
have to
time.
Go to one.
Yeah, a good time. It was ran really well. The chairs were comfortable, which I think it matters a lot in these big events.
I've never heard that one, but that's actually a really
it
good
matters.
point.
In
It
fact,
matters.
down there.
Especially
worst
because me having
DLC was Vegas when they had those like spider web type chairs. Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
awful.
Yeah, but it was cool seeing like all the different people from different areas. I saw a lot of green purple. I'm like, check this green purple. Like, it was good. It was good talking to everyone. Everyone was super nice. The day after, we got to go to the zoo, which was the highlight of my weekend because
I
I
wish
love
I could have gone to the
zoos.
zoo.
Well, you made money instead, so could
Yeah,
complain.
you're right.
But
You're
yeah,
right.
awesome weekend. I took like at least different experiences out than Sarek, but it was a positive experience, and either way. So yeah,
It's always a good time when you get to hang out with me, right, Dom?
don't even mention it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
I love Sarek. He knows it. We'll leave it at that.
All
was a
right.
good
Well,
time.
thank you, Dom. Thank you, Zarek. I appreciate you all joining the OHANA Boys tonight, and I'm sure we'll hit you up in the future, as I know you're not strangers. We got both of you, Zarek, on the travel team, doing really well at events. Still waiting for you to get your invite to join me in Continental.
Nah, dude, I'm coming with you regardless. We've already discussed this.
That's my +1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll let you go to bed thinking that tonight. And then Dom, always awesome to see you as part of the OHANA crew, and we'll catch you both next time.
Later.
All right. So
No, I'm just kidding.
what?
He said finally.
No, it was great getting to talk to them about their experience. I'm not gonna lie, a little jealous not having been to any big events recently, so it's definitely good to hear from them. Obviously, really close to both of them, all our tight knit crew. But next steps for us as a whole, we have a decent amount of events upcoming. I will say not necessarily an event that I think any of us are going to, but I know the next CCQ, I believe, is this coming weekend in Roseville, California, if I'm not mistaken. There's a CCQ there. So that would definitely be one that I did want to go to because I have some family back out in California. My dad's only like an hour away from Roseville, so I was like, that'd be great, room and board, and get to see my family. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a busy season for my family with a bunch of weddings going on. So other than that, I don't think we have anybody going to that event. Correct?
No.
So that would lead the next, not necessarily event, but next big Lorcana piece of news would be March 22nd is going to be when it opens up for signups to try to get tickets to the LCQ for the North American Continental Last Chance qualifiers. So I assume that there will be some of us on our team that are going to be trying to get those Last Chance qualifier tickets. I will say it does seem to be a bit different from last year, where last year was, I believe, was it 32
pods?
How many pods were there last year? 16?
I think it was 29.
29? Very random number. But
it was like, because it was supposed to be 28, but I guess they oversold, and there was like 3 people. There's literally 3 people that like were like had tickets, but they weren't supposed to be able. They weren't supposed to have tickets, so So they got like however many more people, and they just did like another pod.
That's awesome.
Interesting. So now it's going to be essentially a little mini DLC on site the day before the actual main continental event. So I'll start with both of you. Are you both planning to go and compete in the last chance qualifiers or attend as an attendee?
If I'm employed.
Yeah. We'll see how everything is going with everything that's going on with me. So
yeah,
I'd like to go. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I would love to go. I went last year. I was playing Blurple. I was like, this is great. I just don't lose the aggro. And then the first round of my LCQ pod, I played against Amber still aggro. I managed to win, and I was like, sick. Or no, I was playing Red Blue. And I was
purple.
And I was like, oh, sick. I beat my worst matchup. I'm unstoppable. The next round, I play into a guy that's on like triple Greatstone Dragon. He's on Chichas and McDuck Manners, and I was like, oh, this dude knew he was going to play the mirror, so he was fully decked out for the mirror. And then he beat me 2-1, and then lost the next round. I was like, dang. I was close. Not really. I would have had to run 3 more rounds after that, but but yeah, it's still fun to be there. Like obviously being able to go to Disney anytime is great. So
yeah. I was gonna say I've never been out to Disneyland, and I didn't get to go last year to the last chance qualifiers. But I'm fortunate enough this year that I don't have to even worry about trying to buy a ticket or play through the last chance qualifiers. So I'm super excited to be able to play in the main events. Just got the email from Ravensburger, the event coordinator, about the event, and then being able to go to Disneyland the days leading up and possibly the days after the event. I'm probably leaning towards the days after the event, so I'm not having to obviously I'd have a lot of fun, but I want to kind of get into the zone.
Going to Disneyland.
Yeah, going to Disneyland, except I'm already there. But I imagine other people from our team will be trying to go to those last chance qualifiers, even if it's just as an attendee. I'm probably going to need to find somebody to be my +1 if my wife doesn't decide to be that by March 22nd. So she has a couple days to decide if she wants to be my +1 or not. But it is just an attendee. Corey, I assume you want to be a last chance qualifier.
I do.
Otherwise, you'd definitely be second pick. So that's going to be definitely a lot of fun. Hopefully, Tanya saying me. So hopefully everyone that wants to get tickets can get tickets, because I know that's been a big thing for every major DLC event, at least domestically in the US.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's not too much issue there, not too much disappointment, because it does feel very discouraging when you feel like you don't even get a shot.
Hopefully they may raise the Infinity one to 4,000 like they did the last the DLC in Ghent, right? That was 4,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was hopefully they
2 separate 2,000 person events essentially until the finals that they would play each other,
which would be cool.
Yeah, no, that would be really cool. I'm curious how that one's going to go. Next one that we have after signups open up for LCQs and Continentals is going to be, we have a 1K tournament on March 28th, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon's Horde, our sponsor store, so in Greensboro, North Carolina. So that will be typically I don't have the flyer right up in front of me, but typically scalable. So if we get a lot more people, I know I've sometimes seen those grow into even bigger prize pool tournaments. So that will be definitely a lot of fun there. I'm hoping that I would be able to make that one, but I'm not quite sure, as I know my sister-in-law is getting married, and almost every weekend my wife has something reserved for wedding prep. So then we have, following that, our charity event, which is going to be May 16th. And that is going to be sponsored by both of our amazing sponsor stores, House of Cards and Dragon's Horde, where they are both contributing to that prize pool, where both of these events, we'll have a 1-case tournament that will be core constructed and a 1-case tournament that will be infinity format. And those are guaranteed prizing. Those are being given over by our amazing sponsors for this charity event. We're working to get even more prizing, essentially for raffles, doing everything we can to raise money for this amazing charity event that we're doing for someone who is always playing at table number 1 in our hearts. Yeah.
Lots of news coming on that one for raffles. We're trying to get as much as we can and hope for a huge turnout.
Yeah. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. That will be the Wilds Unknown format. So that will be the week after the release weekend events that I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to go to. So you don't pull what you want on release weekend. Well, we got you on the next weekend to come out to our charity event and win a case.
Get your prep boxes. Get the prep in for. There's a CCQ, an Infinity CCQ, I believe in Green Bay, like a couple weeks after, and then it'll obviously lead into the Infinity DLC. So,
and Gen Con is into the wilds or no?
I believe so because it's in August. So
yeah, so
yeah,
if you want to Gen Con that too.
Yeah, so I know I keep wanting to call it Into the Wilds as well, because we have Into the Unknown, Into the Inklands. But yeah, we should have Wilds Unknown for that. And yeah, I don't think when does Wilds Unknown release? So that would be the week before, so May.
It should be like
9th, something like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool once we start getting into spoiler season.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, these new IPs joining the fray.
Iconic Buzz and Woody.
Yeah. One of these days I'll pull an iconic or a signature, some good card. But until then, I'll just keep pulling bulk until I go completely.
People need bulk too, man. You know.
Yeah.
Especially DJ, he needs bulk.
Yeah, at this point, I'll take anything.
Okay, it's okay. We need bulk.
But yeah, next major event as far as qualification, we have one last chance outside the last chance qualifiers to get into the North American Continental Championship, and that is going to be Disney Lorcana Challenge, Indianapolis, Infinity format. Thoughts?
I want to go just to try.
I was gonna say I am not the biggest fan of Infinity. I don't.
Bunch of degenerate stuff.
I just think that like the Infinity like format as a whole is just too early. Like I think I feel like Bucky format was last week. You know what I mean? I feel like Red Blue was. I played that 2 days ago. So I just think it's super soon, but I understand like why they want to do it, and I know there's a lot of people that are super into Infinity. So I do plan on attending as long as I am capable of attending, just because I want to try to qualify. I was this close to Milwaukee, so
40
I can play my Jafars again.
Any chance I get, I'm gonna try to get there. So.
Wheel Jafar, it's coming back.
Jafar Wheel and Infinity.
Yeah, the dog player plays Mowgli.
I didn't think about that. Oh man, what a crush it.
Yeah, no, you just need to play the lamp and then draw it on your turn, and then
yeah, there you go,
and instantly wheel. But yeah, I originally, especially after qualifying in Milwaukee, I was kind of very low on even going to Indianapolis just because of it being Infinity. But again, also assuming I'm back to being employed, I will also be trying to go to Indianapolis.
I also want to go and do side events to get like the promo Let It Go, because those are nice and I want them in my deck.
Yep. And those definitely went up after the reprint.
I also want to go because we also saw like the sneak peek of the Continentals prizing, and that headless horseman
Oh yeah,
is
see that too.
chef's kiss.
That's a pretty nice one.
And
It's a really nice
need
one.
that play mat. I don't even like rubber play mats, but I want that rubber.
I
play
just
mat.
I love rubber playmats.
hard.
Let's see. What do we got?
The down in New Orleans card, beautiful art. I wish the Tinkerbell wasn't like the highest promo because I'm just like this.
Yeah,
Tinkerbell kind of buns, but I guess good IP, you know.
Which Tink is
Yeah.
it?
I got him pulled up.
Yeah.
You have it pulled up? I want it.
Yep,
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
remember this because I only
pull
saw
all these
one
up.
and it was the Headless Horseman, and I stopped looking at everything else.
All right, so let me got too many tabs open. I feel like I'm back being employed and having a job. So we're going to move back to sharing here. Yeah, you gotta laugh instead of crying at times. So we're all good here, staying positive. So
I know a lot about that.
participation for making it into the main event. All players that are qualified for the North American Continentals, either by the DLCs, the CCQs, or winning your LCQ, getting top, if I'm not mistaken, like 16 or so in the last chance qualifier event, will get this beautiful standout DLC Continentals promo.
It's a nice one.
I'm a huge Goofy movie fan, so I'm definitely stoked that I essentially already have this in my collection at this point.
I also like that the participation promos for both ones have been like the last one was invited to the ball, which is like super cute, and then this one's like stand out, like you're a standout player, you know what I mean? So
you're standing out.
Yeah, I think they're very cute and thematic.
Yeah, according to JDZ, he said you're only a great player if you make it to Continentals. So they pretty much made this for him.
For real. He doesn't have to keep saying stuff like that. We get it. You're going
No. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful card. And it is, yes, the equivalent of the invited to the ball.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted. I was like thinking this is possible. I was looking for like a hidden Mickey or something like that. So they have a lot of those. And then it's going to go into, it is the top 64 for Continentals is going to be getting the Down in New Orleans promo. So
card, so beautiful.
Again, another absolutely amazing movie. Love Princess and the Frog. Tiana getting some love here. Got Naveen, rest of the band getting in there for top 64.
The only thing I wish there was that last person I wish it was Lewis with his trumpet.
Oh my! How about it?
We're getting the band back together.
Ravensburg, if you're watching this, creative team, get this guy a job.
If I work for them, I can't play. No.
Oh, no,
take my
no.
ideas. Take my ideas.
Yeah, just take it and don't pay them. But yeah, I think it was one thing that I did see for the North American and European Continental qualifier or Continental Championships. The North American, I want to say, total number of players is going to be about 130 something.
Yeah. There's more, right?
Versus
200.
Europe is like 200 players. So if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be top 64 in either event. So it will be a smaller pool of players on the North American side, essentially half of them getting up to the Down in New Orleans promo versus the European side where it's going to be about a little less than a third will be getting this promo. So obviously I'm going to have my eyes on the promos are great, but that World's Invite is going to be where my eyes are going to be.
Of course.
So this is the one that all of us are saying is the most amazing one.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the Down in New Orleans,
is
Down in New Orleans, do you get a playmat as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
This one is a playmat, as well as the Headless Horseman is a playmat.
Next one.
And here we have the Headless Horseman, Cursed Rider. Beautiful promo card here. and
Yeah,
that
this
also
one-
comes with the mat. And that'll be for top 32.
I don't know who Jared Matthews is, but that man cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to all our Disney Lorcana artists. But yeah, Jared definitely did a great job with capturing the essence here and making
That-
a standout promo.
The crows, like the way they have the smoke coming off the eyes, his card is
Not me looking at the headless horseman part and being like, eyes.
what do you mean eyes?
Jeez Louise.
No, it's absolutely amazing. And then yeah, top 16 is going to be the Tinkerbell Insistent Fairy promo.
Wow, this Tinkerbell. Okay.
So I will say I was also shocked that this one made a major promo, and especially being like a top 16 one.
Not
granted-
the other one, the steel one.
I mean, that would be absolutely amazing because
The
it at least
3/1
does see
drop
some.
could have been.
Yeah, it at least does see some play. But the 2 cost, I believe it was a legendary in that set. Was it the legendary? I think
Yeah.
it was.
Think
2
so.
cost, 1/1 evasive, and then
It
when
was
you play a
legendary.
character with 5 strength or more, you can exert them to gain 2 lore. Never saw any major play that I've seen ever, but would be a cool strength based deck that would be pretty interesting
What's
if
Ruby?
you wanted to get 4 of these top 16 continental promos to play.
Yeah, it's I think they were talking about in the Lorecast a couple weeks ago. Like Rochelle made a comment. She was like, we picked the promos like well in advance of like what the meta looks like. So we kind of just like picked the cards that we thought people would like. We thought would like have some sort of meta like understanding. Because like I think everybody went down in New Orleans got revealed. A lot of people were
Oh,
like,
people are like,
this card's crazy. Like Shark can sing this, and you just get to play another
Naveen?
Shark.
Yeah.
Naveen, yeah, exactly. So it's like that. I think that was like a good call. Headless Horseman is a crazy card. I love that. So I think this is like the only one that I was like, this could have been like.
But it looks
like
nice,
imagine
though.
if this was Giant
oh
Cobra.
yeah, it's still beautiful artwork.
It's still a beautiful card.
Yeah, but imagine if this was Giant Cobra.
That'd be nuts.
We just have babies drooling all over it.
Or like just if they put a Demona on there. Woo.
Oh, Dumbo or something like that.
If it was
Yeah.
dumb, that'd be crazy.
We'll see. But no
Then-
shame there. If you were in this, you're obviously not going to be upset because this is going to be several $1,000s that you're making for playing a card game. So
Yeah, I think one thing is, let's see, for season 1, we had what? Cusco, Baymax, Elsa's Ice Palace.
Yeah. Elsa's Ice Palace was the cutoff, right?
I think
And
so.
then after that, it went to Gold Mickey.
I was 1 game away. Oh, yeah, but not even just obviously Golden Mickey is great.
Going to Worlds.
Hope to win one, but top 8 secures you an invite to Worlds. That's going to be the goal.
Yeah.
So definitely excited for all the upcoming events, and then also Continentals, which will be here before we know it, August 28th through the 30th. So definitely keep a lookout for all the OHANA members to hopefully be gunning for some spots at Worlds.
Yep.
I just want DJ to not be lonely.
Nah, won't be lonely. There's a lot of us that I'm sure are going to be going, and maybe my wife. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
All right. Any other events that want to shout out? Anything else upcoming?
Nothing I can think of.
Not that we know of.
Just ready to get into set champs. Get ready to get into card reveals for the new set, and then get ready for CCQs, LCQs, whatever we got to do to qualify. So excited.
Luke asking what the next big event is.
We have a 1K.
We got a 1K Dragon Sword March 28th.
Nah, he'll still be grounded by then. Keep it going.
RIP. Too much Riftbound. Then we have the charity event on May 16th, which will be Infinity and Core Constructed, 1 case guaranteed for both of them. I hate this, dude.
That's crazy. I don't know what I did.
Yeah. Any other closing thoughts that we have on? We covered a lot of things from the meta to the recent events, upcoming events, and then
I made a really funny joke about Amber Amethyst, and I was like, "This is the new Queen's like castle control," because I watched Dom play like library, just like and then just like Raging Storm for 3 turns, and I was like, "This is castle control all over
You
again."
really need to hard crash it out. He's like, Prince Philip, and then he goes Headless Horseman. He's like, "Oh, okay, we're just gonna check against it now, huh?" And I was like, "This is
hard crash it out."
But be on the lookout. We have been discussing starting up like streaming, like testing on duels.inc because they allow you to stream that. And if not, we're talking about getting back into streaming our locals, just leading up to all of these events we plan on attending. So keep heads up.
Yeah, but be sure to support us on our socials, support our sponsor stores that help us do what we do, which is going to be House of Cards in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Dragon Sword in Greensboro, North Carolina. So if you're ever in those areas, definitely hit them up. They do ship, so definitely follow them on Facebook. I know Dragon Sword definitely has a big presence in a lot of the Disney Lorcana Facebook groups. So shout out Zach Fisher there. And yeah, otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace, love, and chicken grease.